Who could replace Mauricio Pochettino after shock exit? Mauricio Pochettino has stunned Chelsea fans by leaving the club by mutual consent 2 days after the end of his first season. Pochettino looked to have steadied the Blues following what was a difficult start to life at Stamford Bridge, guiding the club to European qualification by winning his final 5 games of the season. Chelsea sporting directors Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley, who held talks with Pochettino following the end of the season, will now lead the search for the club's 4th permanent manager of the current ownership's reign in London. The new boss will follow in the footsteps of Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter and Pochettino, who had signed a 2-year deal last summer, while Bruno Salter and Frank Lampard were in charge on an interim basis. With that being said, the following 3 managers would be great contenders for the Chelsea managerial role. At number 1 we have Roberto De Zerbi. The Italian made a brilliant impact at Brighton, but results tailed off over the second half of the season before a sudden announcement that he would leave the Seagulls. De Zerbi had been linked with Bayern Munich, Juventus and AC Milan, but it is now said that Chelsea could also make a move for the coach. Another manager that's also highly rated is Thomas Tuchel. He's considered a legend at Stamford Bridge after winning the club's 2nd Champions League in 2022, before he was sacked by the new ownership group a little more than a year later. The German is set to leave Bayern Munich, but do you think that he is the manager Chelsea needs? At number 3 we have Thomas Frank. The Brentford manager is highly regarded for instilling an attractive style of football, while also cementing the Bees as a fixture in the Premier League. Having thrived under the club's modest budget and, in particular, its modern structure, Frank could stand out as an appealing option to tolerate significant input and influence from the owners and sporting directors Stewart and Winstanley. At last we have Vincent Kompany, a shock candidate last summer when the Blues finalized the permanent successor to Graham Potter. Kompany's Burnley were relegated from the Premier League at the first time of asking, although they did put up a fight in the closing months. Linked with Bayern Munich recently, the Blues could revisit their work on the Belgian this summer. So who would you choose to take charge of the Chelsea FC squad, and tell us why?